Good morning, this is Jolene with the Jewel Design, and we're back for another weekly reveal. It's going to be a very busy month. I'm really trying to knock out a lot of digitals for you guys, but nothing, not like, oh my gosh, massive mega kits. Just a variety of things this year. I mean, this month. This year feels like that too. But this month we did black and white. We are now doing a hint of fall. We're going to go back to botanical, back to fall, and so on and so forth. So things are in different sets, in different sections. We're doing full kits, we're doing smaller kits, we're doing sets, we're doing sheets, we're doing all kinds of things. So when last week, I believe, was black and white, because I sort of lost track of time already. Let's see, let me look at my pretty little calendar and make sure we're on track. Yeah, so last week was black and white. Today is a little hint of autumn, as you can see. I've got my coffee, I've got my apple strudel. We got a new, well, not new for me, oxide that we might play with just briefly. I'm going to keep this a lot quicker than I did last week, though, of course. We had a really long black and white reveal. And I was really excited about it, though. We had something new we were playing with in it. And so we went a little chatty with it, but we kept the reveal through the flip through for the Heroes and Retro to the point, and I'm going to try to do the same here, since we are going to do week after week after week of digital reveals. I want you to keep coming back, so we'll try to keep it as short as possible. I'm going to still show you what I have and any ideas that I might have, but this is definitely a simpler set this week. But just a hint of autumn. It's still watercolor, it's still a little floral, and the colors, though, just start hinting towards some fall, along with some die cuts that were inspirational. My daughter's been taking a lot of photos lately of everything outside, right? She's got flowers, she's got leaves, she's got, oh my gosh, she's got some great pictures. So I may have to do a set of photography digitals at some point here. I did it with my 50 Shades of Purple. Those were a lot of actual physical photos that I had in my backyard of flowers. And so another variation of that may come out in the fall here, as I have all these gorgeous photos that my daughter took that feel very much August, September, October, even though we're still in summer. So let's get started today. Today we are working on an autumn. Oh my gosh, what did I call this one? This was simply, autumn foliage and floral collage papers. Sorry, I had to look. I wrote it down and then I didn't think to put it near me. So silly. Sorry about that. So autumn foliage and floral collage pages. They are papers with a few die cuts just to play with. A simple little set. Not really a full not a full journal kit. Just a little something to tease you for autumn. A little wet the lips. Get a feel for what could be coming. I have a lot to come your way. So everything is going to be a little different. A little bit of everything as we go along. As we get into August, there will be definitely different genres of this autumn, and that way I touch base with everybody, but I had to start with this one. So we took one of my old actually last year's collage pages that I absolutely love as a base, and we played with it a little bit, and we went ahead and used some watercolor elements that I had gotten access to and had created when I was working on the rainbow summer color, the summer florals. These were things that started off the item but didn't get used. I felt they were all really a lot of yellow and orange and red and pink and green, and I felt fall, not as much summery, and I wanted more colors in it. So I went ahead and used the elements and created you the summer floral. So I was so stoked when I was like, well, wait a minute, I can still use that now for autumn, because like I said, it's a hint of still summery, still watercoloring light, but the colors definitely lead more towards, I feel, fall. So you get your fall feel of leaves within your florals. How's that? We'll do that. So there are 6 somewhat decorative pages, 2 pattern papers, 2 photo collage pages, I guess, and then 2 pages of large fussy cuts to help layer and play with over any of your other papers that you love. That you want to make this a little more in depth, you take your coffee dyed, your coffee papers, your tea dyed papers and envelopes, and you could take those fussy cuts, as I'll show you in the end, and just sort of help layer and keep these florals going throughout your whole kit. So here's page 1. There's 2. Backgrounds are pretty similar. Every couple pages I sort of shift the angle of the background so you see different sets of cream and whatnot. Now I'm a little farther up and out. I want to make sure you can see everything. My fall decor, even though we are in mid-July and a little warm. Try to get here out here as early as I could this morning because, yeah, I did not want to overheat. So we have some 2 sort of muted ones. We get 2 sort of brighter ones. I love that. I mean, it's really big right down the middle, so you had very much the vertical down each side imagery. So when you fold it, you have this, you know, wonderful feel of the image right over the edge. Then went ahead and I ended up using one of my favorite fabrics on some of the other pages. So I went ahead and overlaid it over my favorite collage papers and then put these, you know, clusters that I started creating. I took the digitals that I had created originally and then actually put an honest to God scan of an actual leaf. My neighbor has these huge leaves in her front yard, and my daughter was playing with them and she was looking at them and she's like, "Mom," and I'm like, "Yep." So she puts them in my room so I could, you know, go ahead and scan them in, and they were great to sort of add to the greenery to bounce off each other, to start bringing in actual elements of nature. You have a fabric over a digital collage with watercolors backed by physical leaves that are scanned in. Can't get any better than that. So those are 4 digital. Oh yeah, so 4 digital, and then you have, nope, I had it right side up. Then you have 2 pages of that same cream fabric that I love overlaid on the collage, and these are literally photographed. I took the 2 leaves, I took the die cuts and layered them and then played with them and got this really nice pale light color going on. And I'm going to show you the leaves, but right now they're being pressed, so I'm afraid if I touch them, they'll just fall apart. They dried out pretty quickly with all this heat. So there's page 1. So it was a lot of fun. I didn't want to make it full 100% because it was like green. Like we're talking bright, middle of the summer green. And I'm like, well, we're heading towards fall. It's like the last of the green, right? But I think it's great because it's just a page where it really lends to tucks, pockets, belly bands to give you something behind it, and you could go neutral over it, you know, or you just left it. It was just this great page. Now this one could go upside down, even though the writing would be upside down. You really can't tell too terribly. You could turn this either direction. You could decide which way works best for you, because I sort of like this on the left, or well, right hand side. Now that I'm looking at it for a page, if you were flipping through to it, that would be really cool, right? So either way, has some dimensions. Or you cut this one up, you know, and use it in elements. But I just thought they were fun, and it was a great way to start tying things together. So off that one led to its first of 2 pattern papers over the collage, where the pumpkins, the flowers, the leaves, things that I had started working in and on, because yeah, I can see in this one we have the digital collage that does have some elements scanned in on it with the fabric laid over that, this physical photo, and then there's washed in really lightly is another watercolor leaf that's sort of paled out and put in between, or put behind. So there's like, you know, 3 or 4 different elements that I've combined together with technology to create this paper. So with that, it did lead me to then using the same elements at full strength. The pumpkins are on the next page, but these are the leaves that were sitting within that paper, and the collages with the physical leaves behind the watercolor digital. So your first pattern paper, again, can go in just about any direction you need or want. The only difference is the background writing, but it's so much, I don't know, squiggly writing that really upside down is not, except for maybe like that heavily detrimental. That's the only downside when you're doing pattern papers. I forgot about having writing in the back of it, but I'm an oddball. I don't mind writing upside down when I'm working on it. So there's number 2 on the photography. This one was a little bit pulled back a little bit, so you get to see the flowers a little bit more intact, I guess. But again, this light stamped imagery of a sketched pumpkins blended in behind with, you know, the photograph on top, bleeding through from the background again and again, using some more die cuts, overlapping with the physical leaves that, these are all the physical items that I photographed in, and then layered everything on top or underneath. Then your second pattern paper, giving us a little bit more of that green just to bring it in so that it didn't feel like it was completely outdated. But again, all the elements nice and big, great contrast, going in all directions, and having a real fun time with just something a little hardier, a little bigger, a little more weight to it than the usual light and airy floral concept. And then, like I said, 2 pages of fussy. So this is the same size as the muted image in the front. Okay, it's just a little bit at an angle, but it's the same size. So you can overlap it, you can fold it, you can mirror it, or match it up, you know, in folded pages. You can fold it over and say we could take the one pattern paper that doesn't have any floral in it, right? We could fold this. You could cut this out and down the middle, fold it and overlap it, right? So that you have something floral right over the pattern paper, but it gives you some of that dimension that we would get with doilies or any other cutouts that we would use. They are slightly, in this case, they are slightly paintbrushed or glowed. It's considered an outer glow. In my Photoshop, we use an outer glow, and we try to keep it to where we can make it really solid and really, or we can keep it really soft, so that when you are fussy cutting this, you're not worrying about leaving a white edge. You get sort of a muted edge. And then you can take your favorite oxide or ink and then touch up those spaces where you want a little darker. So if I keep this quick, I may really quickly, we'll cut one of the small ones out, and I want to test out the new carved pumpkin that I bought. Now, it's not new. I think he had it out last fall, of course, but I came across it in my Amazon order. I love the ink for the vintage photo, but I really fell in love with the oxide when I've been using the hickory smoked last fall and into winter. And so I thought, well, I'm okay with the oxide, and if that's the only way I can get it, I'm all for it. So you have the large one that matches the first page. Then I gave you 2 medium ones that are in the 4 corners. You saw the images that were sort of clustered for the imagery. Now, these are bigger than what you see here. I do not, well, it may be almost exact. This may be a little bit smaller. But I wanted to give you some clusters, again, to put over any area you wanted. If you just wanted that kick of floral, you had 2 of the clusters that have 2 different, I think so. I can't tell upside down right now. Yeah, I think they're different. The 2 different leaves are behind each cluster. So you have both imageries. And then you have the ones that went down the side. These might be a smidge bigger than what's on the... No, they should be the exact same size. I took them right off. Again, I took them right off the vertical page, put them on the board. I just gave them to you at full strength, as you see here. They're full strength here, and you have them here. So you can use them as a tuck on other pages. Maybe you want more floral on this. Maybe you want to go horizontal with them. I could see you taking them and overlaying them, you know, down the long side and folding them on any page if you want a little bit more 3D dimension. But I think these, if you cut them out, leaving a little white, you may have to go in with one of your inks and clean up a little bit of the white. You could use these as a gorgeous tuck on the edge of any piece of paper that you have. Again, to stretch this out, if you took your coffee dyes and your lace coffee dyes or your lace tea dye and added them into the pages that you had here, you could get, so what we have, 1, 2, 3, and I lost count, 4, 5, well, it should be 8, right? Yeah, so you have 8 pages here. You take 4 pieces of coffee, tea dyed, green avocado, even the pinky red avocado paper to pull it in. Actually, the green and avocado paper would be really cool with this. But you got 4 more pieces of eco-dyed, coffee-dyed avocado paper to this. You have 12 pages, you know, a 12-page journal. A little on the thin side, but a single signature of 12 pages, some doilies, envelope, insert, and you could have a small, cute little lookbook, art book, maybe fall journal easily. And these die cuts definitely help take these florals and adding them to those 4 other pages we were talking about, to expand and make sure each page had greenery or florals on them. So if you had like the florals a little bit more, these die cuts definitely help, like I said, fold it over a page, glue it to the bottom or the top, put these as tucks on another page. You could definitely, those 4 pages, you have at least 4 to 5 other elements to expand that kit. Okay. So that was that. So it's more of a paper kit with a little bit of die cuts to give you a base to any journal if you wanted to start a semi-fall, late summer journal kit, or junk journal. There we go. That's the word I'm looking for. With this paper kit, again, Autumn Foliage and Floral Collage paper set, collage paper set with die cuts. And so this will be up, or this is up as time you see this video, of course, up in my Etsy shop, ready to go. And I will even be nice enough, though it is not part of my 2020, seasonal collection. It is a seasonal item. So for the next week, up to my next reveal, I will put this into the 20% discount sale. So for the first week of its new release, I will put it up for 20% off. So if you watch me on YouTube, you know it's 20% off. If you follow me over in Crafters of a Jewel Design, it'll be marked there too for my VIPs. That which you guys are all my VIPs if you follow along with my Crafters of a Jewel Design Facebook page, of course, and you're watching me here on YouTube, so you're definitely my VIPs. Yes, for the next week, this will be 20% off. Okay, to start it off with. But by the time I release the next kit, this will come off, and it won't go back on sale until later, definitely in the season when I'm promoting, the new 2021 seasonal items. So definitely debate about it. It's going to be pretty inexpensive to begin with, so a 20% off on top of that, it's a steal. It really is. I think so. I'm looking forward to it. I'm just talking to you guys about it, going, ooh, I think I know what I want to do with it. And then, as a side note, but still keeping it going, I created a new sheet of autumn words. A new autumn word sheet, I should say. And this is everything autumn, word labels and embellishments. It is the jumping off point and starting point to the fall season journal kits. These are some of the darker jeweled harvesty colors that I will be playing with this season. The next actual full large journal kit coming out will be Autumn Harvest, and it is basing off a lot of these colors. This from the dark sage, the yummy butternut squashy color, or orange pumpkin, this mauvey color. The mint is a little pushing it, but it's in there. There's whole kits of mauve and orange, and like I found 3 or 4 paper kits that have both these colors with cream and everything. I was like, okay. So you get 36 small words, 1 1/4 by like 0.3. They're definitely under the half mark. These are great for fall, Thanksgiving, and even a little Halloween. Okay, that's why they're orange, a little more blue for Thanksgiving, and this minty green for fall. A little odd, but I couldn't think. I was like, let's give it a shot. You have 5 small 2-inch tabbed dictionary labels, which I have a cute project I want to work on with these guys. So keep an eye out when I do the autumn harvest. I think there's going to be a piece of ephemera that we're going to be able to utilize these in with. So keep an eye on that at the end of the month. 2 little phrases. Hello, autumn, of course. Autumn is the second spring when every leaf is a flower. One of my favorites. I had these both last year. So I just changed up, of course, the coloring schemes, the borders, the little bit of the font a little bit. So there's sort of my new like staple pieces that may go in every year. And then the imagery you found, these are the leaves that were scanned in. I just muted them out. So they're a little bit more towards this color and more the sagey greeny color, not the big bright green. And then these are the sketched pumpkins that I used in this last kit. So it's a little bit of one kit and what's to come for another kit. So this is everything autumn, word labels and embellishments. And there's 62 pieces here. Okay, all from every little piece you can cut out. There's 62 pieces you can cut out. 36 of these, 12 of these 2, 5 of these. And then you have, 8 little thick fussy cuts to deal with. So it's the starting point. It is the first edition of my autumn words for the season. I will either do a second edition, which may have changes in it, or I think I'm probably going to just it may shift a little bit in color. And if I find out that the colors are harder to work with than I expected in the journal kit, there'll be a second edition in colors of the same setup. Or I'm even just thinking about doing that small embellishment set like I did. I did that floral embellishment set. I did a, what was the other one? I did another small embellishment kit. Oh my gosh, back during Easter. We had the bunny kit. We had a small bunny embellishment kit. We had a small embellishment kit of florals. So I had 2 or 3 small embellishment kits, and I'll probably definitely lend towards another set of those for fall this year. So here's the first edition of my 2021, autumn words, and nicer and brighter. Well, not brighter, I should say the darker jeweled harvest colors. And a lot of these colors are the colors of the new year. That's what's coming out, or darn close to it. This will be my rendition of those, of course. So there's that. So these both will be, these are both up in Etsy. And I don't know, ladies and gents, I will debate on putting this one on sale or not. We'll see. We will debate on whether or not, they're $1.25. It's not a huge piece, but I think for the moment, we'll save this on the sale for another day with another reason. I think what I might do is I'll put these up for sale maybe when I bring out the full harvest, autumn harvest journal kit. Maybe these will be on sale to help promote that kit. So for right now, it's a teaser to what's coming. If it catches your eye and wets your whistle, please go ahead and grab this one. Okay, and they are both up and running right now. So that is the dealios. What else? Not much. This is pretty much the extent. I'll try, like I said, I'm gonna try to keep this quick and easy for you guys. So we have the autumn foliage and floral. We have the everything autumn word labels and embellishments. They're both up in the Etsy shop. This one for sure will be up at 20% off for the next week before, from now till next Monday night. So we are on the 13th of July, so you're aware in case you are backlogged on this and you missed this. So it's July 13th to the night of July 19th. This one will be 20% off as a new release, welcome VIP type sale in the Etsy shop. These will be full price at now. Like I said, $1.25, not too big. But I'll give you guys a special shout out and coupon code for that later in the month when we release the new large journal kit for the first full harvest autumn rendition. So thank you for joining me, Jolene, with a Jewel Design, quick and easy today, since we have this week and next week and the following week, and I am just popping out kits for you guys as quickly as I can. I will be taking a week off in August, first week of August off. So I'm trying to get as much as I can done and get it out to you guys, and then take a break, get myself going, and then a little rest and, relaxation here. And then come back strong with a second and third autumn kit into August. We have, some Journal With Me fun. We have things to be working on. So I definitely want to get a head start and get as much to you guys as possible so I can take a break. So thank you for joining me. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for liking. Huge shout out to Diana, Linda, Dawn. You ladies comment on everything I do. Always let me know that you're there. I super appreciate it. Super love it. Thank you for being there. And all that I do, in all my platforms, making sure that I know you're there and that someone is watching. And I greatly appreciate that. So, thank you. Like, subscribe, follow, click on my links down below in the description for both these guys, for my link tree, for all my social media. Follow me everywhere where it fits you. And I hope to see you next week. Talk to you soon.